Hey guys, welcome in for Truth Talks. As you guys come in, welcome to the Ultimate Power Team. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're making an investment in personal development. I'm glad you're making an investment in yourself and in your happiness and all those great things. My name is Marci Batiste. I am your Ultimate Power Coach, America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer. And I really I love these truth talks. I love being able to kind of get down to the nitty gritty because ultimately my mission is to help career professionals like many of you to actually bring harmony back into your life, your relationships, and your businesses. And we do that by enriching our personal foundation so that we can then support that professional position and achieve the goals and objectives and the dreams and the visions that we want to. And so Truth Talks is a way to have some real conversations about real stuff being dealt with by real people. And tonight's subject is trusting your intuition. I titled this video that intuition, not diamonds, are a girl's best friend, because you'll hear people say oftentimes diamonds are a girl's best friend, but not necessarily, because if you're chasing too many diamonds, then oftentimes you are ignoring and suppressing your intuition, and that is your gift of discernment. It's built in. It comes with the package. You already have it. It's a matter of learning to tap into it and to appreciate it for what it does for you, what it can do for you. So as you guys come in, obviously the conversation is going to be about a somewhat serious subject because I think that ignoring our intuition gets us into some really tough spots. Even the people with the best hearts get into some tough spots because they don't respect and honor their intuition, and so they go off on their own and they try and ignore stuff, and then bad things pop up and things go astray that possibly and oftentimes could have been prevented. So feel free to share the video out. Again, if you're watching the video on one of my other platforms like LinkedIn or YouTube, thank you for making that investment, taking that extra step. And for all my Facebook family, welcome in for tonight's Truth Talk about intuition being a girl's best friend. But I have a secret. It's also a fella's best friend. Y'all have it too. Now, it might not be as strong as a woman's. I don't know that to be true or false. I don't know that to be true or false. And in terms of full disclosure, I don't know. But I do know for women, we have this internal something that's in our gut that tells us, pump your brakes, girlfriend. You know better. Stop. Don't do it. Don't go there. Don't make that phone call. Don't walk across that parking lot. Don't this. Don't do that. And oftentimes we'll have this second guessing conversation with ourselves, like, girl, you're going to be fine. You know, I'll use an idea of something as simple as walking across an empty parking lot late at night. You know, we'll tell us, like, something in us will be like, I don't feel comfortable. And you don't know why. It could be the same parking lot that you walked to your car a number of times. When I was in corporate, we parked in a parking garage. And as an executive, oftentimes I would be there much later than other employees. And so the building's pretty much abandoned about 9-10 o'clock at night. Hey, Joy. And I would find myself walking to my car. And they offered a service where the security guards would walk you to your car, but I never took that extra step. I never took that extra precaution. And I can't tell you how many times where I would have the second guessing thought, like something would just be like, go a different way tonight, or finish one more thing up, or I'd get to the bottom of the elevator and I would hear an unusual sound or something like that, and that was my gut would stop me and say, okay, wait. And so I would then tell myself, oh, you're just being ridiculous. You're just being ridiculous. stop being paranoid. Like, those are the conversations that I was having with myself, where I was second guessing that intuition. Now, thank God, nothing bad ever happened to me, but things did happen to other people. Um, there was a woman that was attacked one night. This was at a different building where we had to walk about a block to the cars. But so I just use that as an example of something that's really simple that we all experience from time to time, and we tend to just let it go and we ignore that intuition. And so when we're talking about bringing harmony back into your life and into your relationships and into your business, a lot of that is going to come from in here. It's going to be found in here. And so learning to hear your inner voice, but then taking it one step further and honoring what you hear, taking heed to the warnings, listening to what your gut's telling you, and not second guessing it. Because so many times we find ourselves in these predicaments, and I can tell you, at least 100 times, I found myself after the fact, after something has happened or something hasn't gone the way I had planned, or a project fell through, or a partnership or relationship tanked. I'm just like, something told me not to do it. Something told me not to work with them. Something told me to have them sign a contract first. Who done got lost out of some money because you didn't have contracts? I learned that the hard way. And so that, again, was a lesson where I had, in that particular instance, I had contracts. It would have been nothing to just send out the freaking contract. But I didn't, and talked myself out of, like, oh, it's not necessary. They're good for it. Like, they're legit. It wasn't that they weren't legit. They just changed their mind about needing my services, and I had already provided part of the services. So I ended up not getting paid for any of it because I didn't have I didn't have the wherewithal to honor my intuition, have them sign the contract, get that issued out, and it all could have been avoided had I just not second guessed my intuition. Hey Shireen, what's going on? How are you, gorgeous? And again, we do this in relationships too. And so a lot of what these truth talks end up talking about is relationships, because not just intimate relationships, but business relationships, friendships, family relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call them. A lot of times we have these red flags that pop up, these gut check moments where we just don't want to believe it. And so it's real easy to talk yourself out of something you don't want to believe. It's a lot harder to talk yourself into believing what you already know. Like, proofs in the pudding you could have right there in front of you, and we can talk ourselves out of believing what we know to be true. But it's so much harder to convince ourselves to believe that something we don't want to believe is fact. And our intuition is that backup. It's that inside switch. It's that inside fire that says, pump your brakes, take it easy, think about this, look twice. Instead of second guess yourself, second guess this other individual, perhaps. Second guess the facts, second guess the situations. But don't, because you know what? This is honestly what I found to be true. I would much rather second guess someone else and be wrong than not second guess myself, or than to second guess myself and be wrong. Like, it's safe for me to be wrong over there and say, you know what, I just need some more information. I need some clarity. I need to get clear. Can we put this in writing? Whatever that case may be. Versus to second guess myself. My intuition's telling me do one thing, I second guess myself and I'm wrong, and I get hosed in the end. That's not a win. That's not a win at all. So think about that as you guys come across various situations, particularly as a lot of us are going on these personal development journeys, and you're going to start to see things about people who have been in your life for a long time. You're going to start seeing things about business associates that you've been in business with for a long time. You're going to start seeing them differently because you're looking through a different lens. And that intuition may start to creep up. It might start to pop up where it's like, kill. And sometimes there'll be situations where it went bad before, but we've conditioned ourselves to second guess our intuition to the point where we consider going back into business with someone who's already burned us, or going back into a relationship where we've already been hurt, we've already been violated, but yet we'll return to it because it's comfortable, whatever. So we'll second guess our intuition and say, just give them one more shot. They're not going to be like that anymore. They said they've changed. They said they learned their lesson. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't. My personal thought is I'm not doing it until I've honored my intuition, and I have went down that path to check into the things that are making me feel uncomfortable. If you're giving me that like something don't feel right feeling, oh yeah, I got to dig a lot deeper. And more oftentimes than not, even if I can't prove my intuition to be completely wrong, I'm probably going to err on the side of caution and not do you. I'm not going to do business with you. I'm not going to enter into a relationship with you. I'm going to be really surface level, acquaintance level as far as friendship goes. Whatever type of relationship we were building, I'm going to err on the side of my intuition. And unless I can prove 100% that I'm way off base, I'm completely wrong, I'm going to manage that relationship as if my intuition is correct. So that's the conversation for tonight's Truth Talk. Double check your gut, but don't second guess it. Pay attention to it. Honor that intuition. That is your gift of discernment. It's built-in protection for you. It is a built-in gift. You just have to learn to tap into it and appreciate it. So that's the message for tonight. And I thank you guys, as always, for being part of the Ultimate Power Team, for living life on Mars with me every single day. And have a great rest of your night. Talk to y'all later.